What's going on, everybody? We are back here, episode 42. Hold on one second. There we go. Episode 42, folks, of IHS, and it is Tuesday. We are back here on a Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your week. Hopefully you guys have had a good Monday. You got that out of the way with. But anyway, pretty much what we're going to do for this show, we have a big game today. It is the Yankees and Red Sox wild card round, so if you're excited for playoff baseball, we know you'll be tuning into that. We'll talk about that later in the show. But we're just going to kind of go into week 5, this upcoming week, some things coming out of this past weekend, go a little bit over of college football and some interesting things that, going into Friday into Saturday that we'll kind of discuss, but yeah, man, I mean, it's good to can't remember the last time. How long has it been now since I've done the Tuesday show? I think it's been a couple weeks at least since I've done the Tuesday show, but we all know why. Like I mentioned on yesterday's podcast, if you guys missed the show yesterday, we pretty much just went over the Steelers and Packers game and just really where the Steelers are sitting right now, what they have to do going forwards. It's nothing new, folks, than what you're saying, what everybody else is saying, but I say what needs to be said. I try to give more of a positive outlook in that show rather than just tearing everything apart and, just being nauseating, because I've been pretty negative the last couple weeks anyway. So I kind of wanted to give a different perspective on stuff. I tried. But I don't know, you got to take it with how it is. So if you guys missed that, if you're interested in that, if you're a Steeler fan, check that out. That's live on the channel right now. But we're just going to jump right into it here, folks, anyway. So coming out of this past weekend, I think the biggest thing, maybe not the biggest thing, but one of the biggest things coming out is the Arizona Cardinals starting off 4-0. Who would have thought, right? The Arizona Cardinals, we know they have a lot of talent. Kyler Murray's a stud. We know he's probably going to be an MVP talk throughout the whole year. Things are just really clicking on all cylinders for them, man. They're clicking and gelling well defensively, which I was very skeptical about going into the year in regards of certain spots on their defense. But, that's the thing. It's great they're 4-0. It really is. It's definitely a start that I can't remember the last time they had a start like this. But nonetheless, it's still only the 4th game. It's not like that they're going to be playing this way all year or things like that. Not to be a damper here, so any Cardinal fans, I'm sorry, it's just reality. The Cardinals, great start. They definitely have the opportunity to, get in the playoffs, vie for the 1 seed, vie for the division, absolutely. But don't get too ahead of yourself, because we see it every year, just saying, where teams start like this, and then there's some things going on. So, it's great. If you're a Cardinals fan, it's definitely exciting. And the Cardinals are an exciting team to watch. I enjoy Kyler Murray a lot. I enjoy DeAndre Hopkins. I'm a fan of J.J. Watts. I like Budda Baker. So, I'm not crapping on the Cardinals at all. Don't take it that way. I'm just saying, there might be times throughout the year where there's a little bit of downtime. It's the way it goes. It happens. But anyway, enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's going on, folks. But it is good to see and good for the Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury, he's still the biggest concern for me for the team. But it's a step in the right direction. Nonetheless, and it was a big win on the Rams, man. The Rams beat the Buccaneers. That was a big win for them. The Rams have kind of been looked at, aside from, I guess, maybe the Chiefs and Tampa Bay, as the best team in the league. And then the Cardinals come in at 3-0, defeat a 3-0 Rams team. Definitely a great win, especially on the road in L.A. But they have another tough task with the Niners. Definitely a winnable game for them. We'll see how that goes. I believe that might be a home game for them. I can't remember. But anyway, Cardinals definitely, they're the last undefeated team, so they're definitely a good story coming out of the season so far. Going back into this past weekend, though, man. So, let me see here. Yeah, so the Titans lost to the Jets 24-27. And the Titans were coming into the season, bringing in Julio Jones and things like that. And it's still early on. They're 2-2. It's still early on. Sometimes teams, they just need some time to really get things clicking. It's the way it goes. But they lost to the Jets. Jets finally got their first win on the year, 27-24. Tannehill hasn't been impressive at all this year so far. I've never been a fan of the Titans' defense really the last 3 or 4 years. So there you go with that. They have some work they have to do if they want to be a legitimate contender in the AFC, which a lot of people thought that they would be, which they still could. Chargers and Raiders, it was actually kind of a fun Monday night game. Chargers had the lead up 14-0, and then I believe it went to 21-0, and then the Raiders came back and made it only a one-score game, and then the Chargers topped it off. A big thank you to Austin Eckler, man, and my fantasy team, exactly why I drafted him. I was big on him going into the season, and man, I needed that because Daniel Carlson, who I picked up, only got me 1 point. He's been the best kicker in fantasy football so far. I actually had him last year toward the end of the season, but only 1 point. The kid I was playing had Hunter Renfrow, had a touchdown. I needed Eckler to get a little bit more. He got an extra touchdown for me. We pulled off the win, so there you go. Thank you. And shout out to the big Austin Eckler, man. What a beast he is. But yeah, coming out this week, I mean, it just... the Sunday night game was obviously the big thing coming out of the week, man, and it was, I guess, cool to see Brady back in New England. Tampa Bay won. We know that. New England didn't miss the game-winning field goal, but Tom Brady didn't really do much of anything. But Tampa Bay got the win anyway. Mac Jones, obviously he outperformed Tom Brady, Mac Jones, and it's something with him, man, is that he looks very comfortable playing. He looks very poised. And it just might take some time for New England. He definitely could be the answer for them. He definitely could be the guy, going forward as that you look at as, all right, this is the guy we're going to build around. But I said this before, it's really hard in the NFL to find those franchise quarterbacks that are going to carry your franchise for years and years. It's very hard to find that, man. And, you can draft quarterbacks and they turn out to be good and, pretty solid, but they don't come out to be those type of guys. And that's what I'm saying. The guys like the Bradys and the Mannings, Rodgers, Breeze, Big Ben, Russell Wilson, guys on that kind of level, and really that we've seen over the last 15 years. And, I don't know, am I missing anybody else here? I feel like I am. I feel like I'm missing somebody else, but maybe not. But anyway, it's just hard to find guys like that. And, aside from them, I mean, you have Patrick Mahomes, who's a guy like that. But other than that, there's a couple guys that could be that. Might take some more time. But Mac Jones, so far, I mean, he definitely could be viewed as that guy for New England. As the guy that they're going to move forward with, which I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. But I'm just saying, it's just really hard. That's the one thing about football, man, is that quarterbacking, there's so many times that you draft a quarterback in the first round and things just fall apart, things just don't work, whether they turn out to just be bad or just an average quarterback and they don't turn out to be who you were hoping they were going to be. It's hard, man. It's hard. And you see it every year, quarterbacks coming out of the draft. How many times are those quarterbacks going to hit? How many times are those quarterbacks going to end up being those type of caliber quarterbacks? They could be good quarterbacks. They could have a good career, but they're not that type of level of quarterback in regards of who's going to bring a lot of success to your franchise, maybe win some championships, and carry the load for 15 to 20 years. So that's just hard to find. But anyway, Buccaneers barely beat the Patriots, so they were really hyping up that homecoming game for Tom Brady. The Adele thing was kind of cringe. That was honestly kind of cringe. I thought that was actually a garbage video package by NBC. But nonetheless, Week 4 is in the books, going into Week 5. We actually have a good Thursday night game, folks. Rams at Seattle. Can you believe it? We actually have a good Thursday night football game, man. 8:20, Seattle's at home. This could be a fun game. We'll see what happens on that. The 1 o'clock games, nothing really sticks out. There's really nothing that sticks out in regards of... I mean, Packers and Bengals could be interesting. But other than that, the 1 o'clock games don't really stand out much. Browns at Chargers, that could be fun. 49ers, Cardinals, Bills at Chiefs. That should be a great Sunday night football game. And then we got Colts and Ravens Monday night. Yeah, so that's really the upcoming schedule here in the NFL. One thing as well coming out of the week that's honestly kind of disturbing a little bit, and that's, if I was a Jaguars fan, it would honestly just piss me off. Urban Meyer has been a complete disaster for Jacksonville, and I knew this was going to happen. You know, it's so hard whenever you bring college coaches like that into the league, and more times than not, it doesn't work out. Urban Meyer, if you haven't seen the video, feel free to look it up, go ahead. But anyway, after the Jacksonville Jaguars lost, this guy's in a freaking bar, sitting on a bar stool, and a 19, 20, 21-year-old woman is pretty much freaking grinding on the guy. So, and this guy's 57, 58 years old, he's married, and to me, I honestly just think it's weird. I mean, the guy's 58 with a 21-year-old like that. It's honest, I just find it very weird and honestly kind of disgusting. But that's the thing, like, as a professional head coach, right, and you haven't even won a game, but as a professional head coach in general, doesn't matter. You could be 4-0, you could be 0-4, I don't care. After a game, you're at a bar, and let alone even at a bar anyway, and you have a 21-year-old girl grinding on you, I just find it a little weird, a little disturbing, and not really what I would prefer coming out of my head coach, but everybody to their own. If you're a Jaguars fan, you don't mind that, all the power to you, but I'm just saying I find it weird, I find it bizarre, and I feel like Urban Meyer's a little bit of a pig. So anyway, I said going into when his signing, he's not going to last his contract. I say he lasts 1 or 2 years at the most. He might not even make it through the year. Who knows? But he'll be back in college, probably coaching before you know it. But anyway, who knows really what that situation was all about. If I was a player on the Jaguars, why would I care? Why should I care? Clearly my coach doesn't care. Clearly my coach doesn't care about winning. Clearly he doesn't care about building the locker room, building relationship with players, being a role model, setting a certain standard for the team. Clearly not. So why should I care? If I'm a player for the Jaguars, why should I care? Yes, I'm getting paid millions of dollars, but if my coach isn't going to care, my coach isn't going to care about winning, you know, why the heck should I try and win for this guy? I know I have the fans. I know we want to try to win for the fans, but why should I have any support for this guy? I think the sooner Urban Meyer gets out as head coach for Jacksonville and they can find somebody that sets a certain precedent for that organization that they haven't had ever since their existence, that will do the organization that much good. Because the Jaguars, we know they made the playoffs 2017. We know they had a little success in, 07 with David Garrard or whatever year it was. Other than that, they've been, aside from Cleveland, the most irrelevant franchise in the NFL since they came into the league. Nothing good's ever come out of them. They're terrible at drafting, terrible at developing. They spend tons of money in free agency that never works out anyway. You can't build a team that way. They're a complete dumpster fire. And they have the quarterback. They have the quarterback of the future, but they're a complete disaster. So the quicker Urban Meyer goes out and they actually they can actually find for once a legitimate NFL coach, that will do wonders, I think, for that organization. But that was news coming out of Jacksonville. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, really the games coming into this week, though, I mean, the Thursday night game should be fun. Sunday night game should be fun. Monday night football game could be interesting. Niners, Cardinals, Browns, Chargers. Those are really games that stick out to me that I would take my time and watch, other than watching the Steeler game. Yeah, that's really about it. So, I don't know, guys. Kind of a bland week, honestly, in regards of everything coming out of the league. Like, usually there's a lot more things coming out. I don't really see anything else. Hold on, guys. Let me look something up here. I don't really see anything else, honestly, coming out that's actually really worth talking about. Josh Gordon's actually activated. He's supposed to play against the Bills. I don't know how many opportunities this guy's going to get. I really have no idea. But yeah, anyway, he'll be playing. Who knows how long. Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, there's really not much other than those few stories really coming out of the NFL that I really want to sit and talk about. Yeah, so it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. I have to get back on my sports betting, man. I've been so ice cold really the last few weeks, man. I haven't been able to hit anything. It's absolutely insane. So when we really need to get back on track with that. If you're into sports betting, let me know in the comments any kind of things you're looking at, any kind of things that might be worthwhile taking it, placing some money on, because we got to get back on track here, folks. But something I will probably be putting money on is the AL wildcard game night, Yankees-Red Sox, folks. Yankees-Red Sox. I didn't think the Red Sox deserved to make the playoffs at all. The Red Sox, I think, are one of the most overrated teams in all of baseball this year. I don't think they should have made it at all, especially since they had a very hard time beating Baltimore to end the stretch run. I wish it was the Blue Jays, man. I was rooting on the Blue Jays. But honestly, I don't like either team, but I'm honestly going to be rooting for the Yankees because I just think the Red Sox should not even be in that position anyway. Garrett Cole against Nathan Eovaldi tonight in Yankee Stadium. I think the Yankees win this game. I think the Yankees win this game probably by maybe a couple runs. If I had to put a final score on it, I'm going to say Yankees win 4-2. I'm going to say Yankees win 4-2. I think Garrett Cole bounces back a little bit. He's kind of struggling a little bit. I think we see maybe about 6 punch-outs, maybe 5 innings for him. So I think Yankees win this game. And then we also have the Cardinals and the Dodgers tomorrow night for the NL wild card, which should be interesting. I think everybody's probably going to be picking the Dodgers to win that game. It would be cool if the Cardinals won. I mean, as much as I don't like the Cardinals, I'm very tired of the Dodgers. I don't like the Dodgers at all. It's just kind of old to me. If I had to guess, I don't think they announced the starting pitching. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be Wainwright, Max Scherzer, if I had to guess, for the wild card game. That's my guess. But anyway, that game is in St. Louis. Right? Is it in St. Louis? No. Why am I thinking St. Louis? It's going to be in L.A. I don't know why I was thinking St. Louis. It's in L.A. But yeah, so that should be an interesting game night. It should be. We'll see how it goes. But it is nice that baseball season's over. I've been waiting for the season to end, man. I feel like it's just been really dragging along. For baseball, once you start hitting August and September, I honestly just lose so much interest. I'm just ready for playoff baseball to start. Unless if the Pirates are doing good, I just lose a lot of interest in baseball in August, September. Obviously, it's exciting. April, May, going into the summer. Baseball's, obviously a summer sport. But I don't know about you guys. But once it really starts creeping in with August, September, especially with football coming up, I'm like, dude, the season needs to end, And then we can get to the playoff baseball. Playoff baseball in October is pretty fun. So thankfully for that, we have the NHL starting up, which I'm not even looking forward to. I feel like it just ended. Not even excited for that right now. Even for the Penguins, I'm just not even looking forward to it right now. It's just, no. Too early. NBA starting up, don't care either. I just feel like these sports just ended not too long ago. The NBA Finals ended in what, mid-July? NHL, Stanley Cup ended in July, end of July? Middle July? I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys are excited for it. I'm honestly not right now. I'll be excited for hockey probably once we start hitting December. And I'll probably be excited for NBA, probably never, because I'm not an NBA fan, so maybe once playoff season starts, I'll be excited for the NBA. I will watch some games. There's some interesting things. I'm interested to see what Russell Westbrook does with the Lakers, how the Suns kind of, try to get back on track from their final loss. There's a couple other interesting things. So, I'll tune into games here and there, but I just simply I'm just not an NBA fan. College basketball, excited about that starting up, so that'll be coming up. Hopefully Duke does well. I'll be watching those games. Coach K's last year, which sucks, but college football or college basketball, that'll be starting up, so that's always fun. And then, yeah, so it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, wildcard game night, we'll see how that pans out. Also, let me see here, because looking at the standings for the playoffs, let me go over the standings here with you guys. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the playoffs this year, MLB, who you guys think is going to advance. Come on. I don't know why this has to take so freaking long. All right, here it is. Okay. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts, guys, on this. Who you think's going to advance, who you think's going to be in the World Series. Or maybe there might be an upset, you guys might think. I don't know. But we're looking at Boston Yankees tonight. We got the Dodgers and Cardinals tomorrow. And wait, is this game in Boston? I thought it was in New York. I guess it's in Boston. Boston got the 4 seed. Okay, I guess it's in Boston. I honestly thought it was in New York. Okay, so we got Giants number 1 seed, which we knew. We got the Dodgers and Cardinals. Whoever wins this game goes to San Francisco. I'm going to pick the Dodgers to win this wild card game. Dodgers are just the superior team. They just have such all-around talent. Adam Wainwright, kudos to him, man. What a great bounce-back year for him. And, a great way. I know he said he's coming back next year, but just really a really cool kind of renaissance thing for him in that kind of sense, if that's what you want to call it. So this could be an interesting game. Could be a fun game. I'm going Dodgers against Giants. We got Braves, Brewers. I'm going to take Atlanta to defeat Milwaukee. I really like Atlanta's just playing really good baseball at the right time. Atlanta's really, even with Acuna being out, man, they didn't give up. And I think that they'll take care of business, man. Just how they've been playing ball, how they're just all clicking on all cylinders together. I think Atlanta stays hot. Giants, Dodgers, I think Dodgers take that. I just think the Dodgers pitching, will really just show up in the postseason. Kershaw, Scherzer, Buehler, that's tough to match. That's tough to beat. Dodgers go back to the World Series. They beat the Braves. Going into the AL, I say Yankees win tonight. They face Tampa Bay. I think we see the Rays over the Yankees. Rays go back to the ALCS. Yankees, man, they've just been playing piss-poor baseball. The Rays have just been on a consistent level all season long. Tampa Bay gets the job done. White Sox, Houston, go Chicago. Houston shouldn't even be able to be in the playoffs, man. Let's go White Sox. I'm picking White Sox to advance there. Dodgers, White Sox in the World Series, man. Dodgers defeat the White Sox in 6 games. Dodgers to repeat. Now, I actually said this before. As much as I hate the Astros and despise everybody on the Astros, a Dodgers-Astros World Series would actually be very interesting to me simply because I would love to see the reaction. I would love to see just really the torment that the Astros would get going into LA. I would love to see that. But other than that, I'm honestly rooting on for the White Sox to win this thing. Obviously, I'm not a White Sox fan, but it is cool to see. I like a lot of players on their team. Tim Anderson's cool. Jose Abreu, Jimenez, Moncada. They got a lot of really interesting guys on that team that I like personally as well. I love to see the White Sox win the whole thing. I like to see maybe a White Sox-Giants World Series. That'd be kind of cool. But I think Dodgers repeat. Let me know in the comments section who you guys are feeling tonight. Tomorrow, what's your World Series pick? Let me know in the comments section. Real quick, man, let's go into college football. I kind of want to transition to college football here. I know I'm kind of transitioning pretty quickly. That's the thing with the baseball season ending. I mean, Vladimir Guerrero, real quick before we actually go into football. Vladimir Guerrero leading the AL in homers with 48. If I had to guess, I'm assuming Ohtani's probably going to win MVP. But Guerrero definitely has a chance, but it seems like both guys that are going to win MVP aren't even going to be in the playoffs. Could be Bryce Harper, could be Fernando Tatis, could be Ohtani, could be Vlad. I think it's really could be one of those two guys. But I don't know. We'll see what the awards do and what everything happens there. Going to college football, and to be quite honest with you guys, I didn't really want to make this video too long. Really, I've been, really over the last few weeks, I've been making pretty long videos. And I kind of want to just kind of cut that back and cut that down because, to be quite honest with you, with where my channel is right now and things like that, there's really no need for me to really do these long shows. Like, if I have a big following and I go live and maybe I'm live for an hour or two, that's different. Or if I really make a long video, that's different, because I have such a big community. But with where my channel is right now, and I've only been on YouTube for a short amount of time, there's really no need for me to really do an hour and a half videos. And plus, nobody really wants to watch that long anyway. So I'm trying to kind of cut back on my time with the videos and maybe take some things out of videos that I would maybe normally talk about to kind of create more time. If I had a 3-hour show, obviously it'd be much different. If I'm on freaking CBS or Fox or something, I have a 3-hour show, obviously there's going to be a ton I talk about. But when it comes to kind of these things where I'm talking about multiple sports, multiple things, there might be some things I don't really cover that, if there was a reason for me to have a longer episode that I would normally cover, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to kind of cut back on my time on videos because I've been doing some pretty long videos lately. So maybe certain things that, really throughout those videos I would normally talk about, I might kind of take out. I might not really necessarily talk about. And kind of talk about more of the important things. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm kind of doing right now. And once we kind of keep growing, then we can maybe do some longer videos too on stuff. But yeah, going into college football, one thing I was actually looking at was I was looking at mock drafts yesterday. And obviously, as a Steeler fan, I'd imagine that really mostly everybody has him picking a quarterback. I like Malik Willis out of Liberty. I think Malik Willis definitely would fit in well with this team. But going into the season, we saw Spencer Rattler being the number 1 overall pick, right? And we saw Sam Howell being top 5. When I was looking at really these mock drafts, their stocks were really falling. Spencer Rattler is either at the end of the first round, not even going in the first. Guys like Matt Corral is really gaining a lot of traction. Quarterback out of Ole Miss. Malik Willis, obviously. Carson Strong. I've seen those 3 quarterbacks really rise in the ranks and really, really gain a lot of momentum going up the draft boards. And I've seen guys like Sam Howell really fall. I've never really been a fan of Sam Howell anyway. For the amount of times I've watched him, nothing really stuck out to me on him. Spencer Rattler, I don't really think he's been impressive at all this season. So he's kind of dropping. Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. There's interesting things about him, but he could maybe be a second-round pick instead of a first-round pick. But who knows? I mean, there's honestly like 5 or 6 quarterbacks that go in the first round. We could maybe see 3 go in the first round, depending how things go. But I just found that interesting, just really looking yesterday and just looking at certain guys' stock rise up and rise down. So we got really just some games. I mean, Penn State and Iowa is going to be really interesting. That's going to be a game. I'll probably tune into a little bit of that game whenever they play on Saturday. They play at 4 o'clock Saturday. Both are 5-0. Iowa's favored to win. I haven't looked at the spread or anything like that, but that should be a really fun game. Let me look at the later games. God, U of A's terrible. Let's see here. Yeah, really nothing really sticks out there. Let's see. Does any other game stick out here for this week, man? Georgia and Auburn. I mean, Georgia, man. Georgia's really just turning up the tempo. They're really just turning the heat up. They're just clicking on everything. 5-0. They'll probably take care of business against Auburn. They play at 4:30. West Virginia, they're kind of struggling at 2-3. They play Baylor. They'll probably lose that game. Oklahoma taking on Texas. 12 o'clock. Could be interesting, maybe. 5-0 Oklahoma against 4-1 Texas. Oklahoma, to be honest with you, men, Oklahoma just hasn't impressed me at all. I know they're 5-0, but they just haven't been impressive at all to me. I know they won 78-0 or whatever the score was a couple weeks ago, but I just don't see it from this team. I don't think this team is going to get in the playoff at all. I think we're looking at Alabama, Georgia. With the way Penn State's playing, we could see them. I just don't see Oklahoma at all as a powerhouse at all. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been impressed at all by them. Where is... Let me see. I'm kind of looking for Notre Dame here. Notre Dame's been a disappointment too, man. I haven't been sold on Notre Dame at all. I've watched a couple of Notre Dame's games so far this year, man, and they won both of them. Yeah, they're playing Virginia Tech. They'll probably win that game, but I just haven't seen it at all from Notre Dame, be quite honest with you. Ohio State, they're pretty much done. Clemson, they pulled out a win last week. Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit different, man. We ain't going to see Clemson this year. We ain't going to see Ohio State, thankfully. It's about time we switched up a little bit. Alabama, Georgia, we'll see. And maybe we'll see a team like a Penn State, or maybe we'll see a team like Iowa. They've been playing really good. I mean, those are the top 4 anyway. Let's see who else we got here that we could possibly see. God, where's it at? I don't know why I'm missing it. Yeah, I mean, Ohio State's 4-1, but I just don't see them getting in there. Oklahoma, I don't see them getting in there, like I said. Let me look up the AP 25 real quick, because I haven't looked at it this week. Let me see, guys. Let's look at the AP 25. Okay. So, yeah, so Oregon lost. That was actually a pretty big loss for them. Cincinnati moved up to 5. I mean, Oregon could still work their way up, I think. Ohio State, I just don't see it. I mean, I know they're 4-1, but they haven't convinced me otherwise that they're going to really make a play and work up. I mean, Alabama, Georgia, I think we see them in the playoff. Penn State, Iowa obviously have big opportunities. So does Cincinnati. Oklahoma, yes, they're 5-0, but like I said, I'm not sold on them. Sorry. I mean, I still think we could maybe see Oregon work their way back up. Michigan's at 9. I still don't think we see Michigan, though. Oklahoma State's at 5-0. Yeah, Iowa State's 3-2, and they're at 14. Freak out of here with that. I mean, I really think that's really what we're looking at, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any teams, guys, I'm kind of overlooking. Let me know in the comments section if there's any teams I'm overlooking that that you might think make a run. Maybe a team that isn't even really gaining traction that you might see really move up into the 25. Let me know in the comment section. But I don't know, guys. I mean, it's just I really think college football. I'm really interested in that Penn State Iowa game. That's a huge game. Sorry, guys, for yawning. I'm honestly pretty tired. I've just been so tired from over the weekend. But Penn State and Iowa, that's definitely the game to watch this week. Like I said, there are a couple other ones there, but I feel like there's been better weeks in college football. One thing too, man, Kenny Pickett. Kudos to Kenny Pickett, man. I want to give credit there, man. Like I said, I'm not like a Pitt fan, but I like to see him succeed. Kenny Pickett is, I believe he's 8th. Last time I looked, he's 8th and Heisman favorite. Kenny Pickett of Pitt, man, 19 TDs, only 1 pick. I forget the amount of yards he has and everything else, but he's been on fire. He's been lighting it up at Pitt, man, and he deserves all the props, the attention that he should be getting. And we know he'll probably be overlooked simply because he goes to Pitt, but you talk about going out on a high note, you talk about having a great senior season. Kudos to Kenny Pickett, man. I want to give a shout out there because for all the Pitt fans, that's definitely great to see. Pitt moved on to 4-1, but he's been awesome this year. He's definitely gaining a lot of traction, the Heisman talk, and I don't quite think he's probably going to go in the first round as quarterback, but he could definitely go in the second round as a quarterback. I mean, depending how he plays, maybe he could enter the end of the first round. I really don't know, but he's definitely been very impressive. He's been fun to watch, and I think for anybody that hasn't been watching him or paying attention, I definitely think you should because this is obviously the best year of his college career. It's definitely great going on a high note, especially going the NFL, having your stock rise like that. Entering Heisman talk, I never would have thought that for Kenny Pickett, to be honest with you, man. And it's not that I never thought Kenny Pickett wasn't talented or anything like that, but I haven't expected him to have the season he's having, and it's great to see. It's great to see the growth, the development, and really where he's leading this team and what he's doing as well for himself is just really strictly the quarterback. So it's really cool to see the growth from him, the leap year by year from last year to this year. It's really cool to see. He's having a phenomenal season. So pay attention to Kenny Pickett, folks, if you haven't, because he's having a phenomenal season, and that'd be really cool to see him as a Heisman finalist. But that's going to wrap it up here, guys. In Hindsight, episode 42. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen. Just really kind of discussing things going into Week 5. Maybe a couple things looking out for college football. And obviously the wild card game tonight and really the MLB playoffs. It's definitely fun to watch the MLB playoffs in October, so it's good. That's finally here. We'll see how the Thursday night game goes. We'll see how college football goes this week. But anyway, like I said on yesterday's show, this is going to be the last show for a little bit because I am going out of town. I'm going to Orlando on Saturday, and I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks. But keep up with the Facebook page, guys, and my social media. You guys can follow me at Facebook in Hindsight, Twitter, Nate_Heintz, Instagram, Nathan_Heintz, to keep up with all things in the channel, to keep up when I'm posting, because I will be posting on there when I will be back on YouTube. Even before I come back from Florida, I will be posting. I'm just not quite sure what day I want to get back onto things or things like that, because I got to look back at the day I'm coming back, the time, things like that. So keep up. Feel free to follow me on there if you guys want to keep up with all things in the channel, because like I said, I will be talking about everything there. But anyway, your guys' support always means a lot, and just taking the time out of your day to listen to me talk about sports, listen to me talk about whatever's going on in the sports world, it always means a lot to me. Whether it's 1 minute, you watch 5 minutes, or the whole show, I don't know, but it really means a lot. So thank you all so much. But we will be back when we come back from the trip. So I wanted to come back on here, get some content out for Tuesday, and, before we head out and everything. So enjoy the rest of the week, guys. Enjoy Thursday night. Enjoy the weekend of football. And it'll be a good time. So, but yeah, I'm glad that we were able to get back on here on Tuesday. It's been a couple weeks since we've done the Tuesday show, so it's good to be back. But it's a busy month here, folks. It's a busy month, and sometimes I got to adjust certain things on my schedule, or obviously if I'm out of town, it's just the way it goes, So sometimes those things kind of happen. But thank you always for the support, guys. Hit the like, thumbs up if you guys haven't done that. It really just kind of helps out me reaching more sport fans, reaching more of a community here on YouTube, and that's what we're trying to do. So 1 week at a time is what we're doing here, folks. Excited to keep growing this thing, so excited about that. And but anyway, again, you guys are awesome, and that's a wrap here for episode 42. So we will see you guys when we come back from Florida on In Hindsight. Take care, guys.